everybody, welcome back to my channel, and thanks so much for being here and subscribing. If you can do me a favor, if you could give my video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it. And thank you all so much for being here. So it's Deb here with Curating Memories, and so today, you guys, we are going to be doing kind of like a folio. So this is the card kit that you get for the month of August, okay? And if you saw the review, you saw everything that you get for the month of July, which is the scrapbooking kit, the card making kit, and the mixed media kit. And so right now we're going to be doing the Square Flip Folio album. This is by Uniquely Creative using Indigo Bloom. And it is absolutely beautiful, and you get a lot of goodies in this kit. And so I'm going to go ahead and we're going to be doing this. Now, you do get directions. If you don't want to follow my tutorial and you want to do their tutorial, you are more than welcome to do that. I'm going to do something a little different than what they did, because that way you have a variety. And here you get all kinds of really cool different things. Now, I may go ahead and pull some different things out of here. I may do this little pocket. I thought this was pretty cool how they did that, and it kind of gives you like a double pocket here. I've never done that before, so I thought that would be really neat to do and share with you how to do that. Even though they have a tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and do one using their directions. Okay, so again, you get this in your kit, so you get a wide variety of different things you can do with this. And you get a bonus layout in the back of their booklet here. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so to start out, you're going to pick out your pattern paper from your card kit, and you're going to pick the Bluebell one. Now, what I'm doing is we are making this pocket here, okay, that she made for one of the inside pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and just follow her little instructions here in the book. And we need to cut this piece down to 8 by 8. And then we need to go ahead and fold it in half so you have both ways, so you have 4 squares, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do that now. All right, so here again, we're just cutting our paper down to 8 by 8. And you're going to pick this page that has the flowers on it. It's beautiful. And then you're going to go ahead and score at 4 inches, turn it and score another 4 inch at another 4 inches. Fold it in half once you score your 4 corners. Okay, now you've got 4 corners, and we're going to cut just that, whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm cutting this part right here where it's the the top part, and this shows you in the booklet that you get in your kit. It's going to show you the exact same thing that I'm doing. So once we have that cut, you're going to take that bottom piece and fold that up to the middle of the intersection where we scored. Okay, so that bottom piece gets folded up. Then you're going to fold that other piece like a halfway in, okay? So it's going to look just like that, just halfway in. So after you get your 2 corners folded, this one is going to be folded in about halfway, and then this one is going to be folded up all the way. Then you're going to go ahead and fold this piece down. Next, then we're going to go ahead and fold this piece over. So you should have something that matches up right here at the corner. So your corner piece is going to match up just like this. And if you want to, you can burnish this down, okay, just like that. Then you're going to go ahead and put this piece up back here, okay. I think this is how it goes. Yeah, it says. Okay, so once you fold this bottom flap over and under, okay, this is going to be in the back. What you're going to do is you're just going to go ahead and put glue here on the side and on this side. Now, you can do one, leave this. This is going to be a pocket back here, right? So you can do something really cool. You can punch out this half piece here to create like a little notch so you can see that this is a pocket, or you don't have to, you can leave it like it is. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to take my glue and I'm just going to put glue here. Now if you don't have glue, you're using tape, you can definitely use that. I'm just going to go ahead, put my glue here just like that, and just fold it over and glue that down just like that. Okay. And there is your little pocket. So cute, right? And that was super easy. And I really like that. Now that is here in the instruction booklet right here on page number 5, okay? And you can make another one here because it says on the bottom, repeat this process using the blushing paper to make a second pocket for your mini book. So you can definitely, and you can see here how they use that there. And that is super cute. So love, love, love that. I think that is super easy. And so, like I said, you can use parts of this to this little instruction book, or you could use all of it. And then you can also use some of the other, or you can use my instructions. I am sure that Dana will be doing a flip book as well, so you'll have to stay tuned for hers. And so let's go ahead and start cutting our papers. So now to get started on this, I'm going to go ahead and put my magnets down. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my magnets and my tape. And I'm just going to go ahead and grab, I think I might use 4 magnets on this, just in case, you guys, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and grab 2. And I'm actually going to put these on the inside here. And I'm going to put them like about right here, okay? So about right there on the inside, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and tape those down. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab one long piece of tape. Okay, so to get started, I just went ahead and laid down my magnets, took one long piece of double back tape and placed it across the top. And then I am getting another piece of long tape and I'm going to put the sticky side upward, okay? And then you're going to place your magnets on top of that, so that way they stick to the bottom part of our paper. And yeah, my fingers are really sticky from all the glue, and so now you're just going to go ahead and fold that over once you get your magnets in, and you're going to burnish that down. And there we go. So there's our closure. Now what I want to do in the front though is I really want to put this little chipboard piece in here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue this in here because it came out, which I mean sometimes it does because you know it's cut out. I'm going to lay that down just like that on here after we put our papers on top. So now we can go ahead and start cutting out our papers to match our booklets. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and talk during this part because my dogs are barking. So I'm going to go ahead and write PP on top of my paper first. And this is just a little tip for you guys. Once you write the PP for pattern paper, then you're going to measure out what measurements you need for each square or each piece that you're cutting out, and that way you don't have to measure each time you are cutting out and then measure and then cut, measure and cut. It's already there on your little piece, so all you do is just look at it and cut out your papers. Okay, so next I am just putting my papers down, and this is the one with the magnets on it, and I'm just going to go ahead and place that down. I just love this paper, you guys. It is so pretty. I hope you all like it too. And what a great little flip book this is going to be. I can't wait to get it done. So it turns out so great, you guys. Next, we're going to go ahead and we're going to paper the front of our little oval, which is the frame that comes in the kit. And you're going to glue that to the inside of the frame and let it dry. Now, we're going to decorate the front first. Now, you can always decorate the front last, okay? You don't have to do it first if you don't want to. But I do it first because I have to get sneak peeks in for you guys for the month. So I usually do it first. So, but we're going to go ahead, and once your frame is dry, you're going to go ahead and just glue down half of the top to the cover part, okay? Then you're going to go ahead and add whatever flowers you would like in the front of that frame. And then we're going to add a pretty little butterfly to this. And I just love these little flowers. Now, you have some vellum flowers and you've got the ephemera paper flowers. And they're both so, so pretty. And so here I'm just kind of like, you know, going around trying out little different things and stuff. And I love that little butterfly, so I'm definitely going to add him up there. I went ahead and added these foam strips to the back of the wings, and I did double it up so that way he kind of the wings are kind of uplifted a little bit, which is really nice because I think that it makes it look like, you know, they're flying, so to speak. So I really like the look that it gives the little butterfly. So next we're going to go ahead and continue decorating this front here, and I just add some vellum on top of the paper ephemera. It kind of makes it look like it's 3D, and I really like how it looked. I didn't add any foam tape on top of that, and I just think that it looked really pretty on there. Next, I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of this Shine Bright sentiment. And in this kit, you get tons of sentiments. And you get a lot of cut apart cards. You get, and you can see you get tons of ephemera pieces, plus you get the vinyl pieces. So there are tons of things that are going to last you even after you make this cute little flip book. So next, I'm going to go ahead and just take the backing off of this. And then I went ahead and stuck it in the left-hand side corner there. And then we're going to add some of these cute little flat back gems. And you get a whole packet of these in the kit. And not only can you guys, there's so much you could do with these little gems. So cute. So I'm really excited for my next project because we're going to be using these. So yeah, I just stuck them randomly around the top here, and then the bottom part didn't really, I mean, I think there's like maybe seven or nine, I don't know. And then I stuck a couple on top of the frame as well. Now the next thing I did is I had some of these open stamps, the chipboard pieces from another kit that we had, and I will try to find that kit and I will list it. If I don't, I will just see if I can find the stamp chipboard pieces and list that down below for you. But these are so awesome because look, you can put the little stamps behind them, and I think this is such a cute idea. And as soon as I saw these, I was like, I gotta do that. So I just thought that was such a super cute idea. And so I went ahead and did a few stamps like this, and then I went ahead and stuck them on the top here as a little, you know, embellishment piece. And I just think that these turned out super cute. Then I also, in between adding the stamps on here, I also added some more gems. Okay, so before you cover the inside of this, what we are going to do is we're going to go ahead and take these apart. Now this is one big accordion for your pictures, and you can set it in the middle, then take it out. But I decided to go ahead, and instead of doing that, we're going to make it into a couple of flaps. So you could have one that sits like this, okay? Or you can tear this, or not tear it, but cut this in half, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to move this off to the side real quick. Okay. And I'm going to bring in my trimmer. And I'm just going to go ahead and trim this. Now you're going to have a couple of different versions of this. You'll have my version, and then you'll have Dana's version. You'll have the version that comes with the kit. So you'll have a lot of different, lots of different inspiration, which is awesome. So we're going to have, now you'll have these two pieces. The next thing I want to do, though, is I want to have a 1-inch piece, okay, that I'm going to score. Just a minute. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab my scoreboard. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and have a 1-inch piece, and I'm just going to go ahead and score it right down the middle. This is going to make us a hinge for our pieces, okay? And I know this is not exactly 1 inch, and that's okay. You don't have to do like a total 1 inch. If you have something that's close to 1 inch, that's fine. So you're just going to go ahead, burnish that down. And what we're going to do next is we are going to adhere this to the back on the fold, okay? So you're going to go ahead and just place your glue right here on the edge. Grab your little hinge, okay? The folded part is where you want this to be, okay? So you want this to be down on the fold. So you're going to have 2 folds back to back, okay? Just like that. And I'm going to grab my little napkin. All right. And then you can go ahead and you can cut this off. Just like that. Okay. So now you have one that opens up like a book. And I'm just going to finish putting some glue right down in through here. Next, we're going to do the same thing on the second piece that we just cut out. So again, you're going to go ahead, and I am going to bring the book over just a bit because I want to make sure when I lay this down, see this piece right here, this is the flap that we haven't attached anything to. You're going to place this right like this on the inside here, okay? So this is going to go right above or right underneath that gusset that you have, that little tiny gusset. I think it's like a 1/4 inch gusset, okay? So that's where you're going to want to place that hinge. So you're just going to go ahead and place some glue right here. And you want to do this before you glue down your paper in the middle part, okay? Go ahead and grab that flap, okay? Place it right here. You don't want to be like right on the score line. You want to be a little bit away from the score line. So to help, if you do need help with that, just kind of fold this in. It will help you, guide you where to put that. Okay. So you're just going to go ahead and lay that down. I'm just going to scoot this over just a tad because I was far away from there. Okay. Then you're going to go ahead and burnish that down. So now you've got a little flap here and here, and then you'll have one on this side. So again, here you're going to grab your fold part, okay, right here. You're going to place some glue. Well, actually, you're going to place glue on here, right, on that folded area, okay. So right like that. All right. Then get this piece on the fold. You're going to go ahead and you're going to glue that right to the fold area where we put that glue. Just like that. And I know I keep kind of repeating myself over and over again, but if you've never done one of these, you need, you know, I want to make sure my explanation of this is thorough for those that have never done something like this. I know some of the people that watch my channel are pretty seasoned, so, but sometimes people are new, they chime in and they want to learn. So, so there we go. So once you get this on here, okay, and I'm gonna put some glue along here because I didn't get enough glue down there. Okay, and I'm just gonna put that down. You want to burnish that down. Once you get your little tab on, now you want this to match this piece. So I'm just turning this upside down so that way my little flap can go here right across from my other little flap. Okay, so to match up your flaps, if you want them to be matched up, you want to go ahead and fold this over. Okay, and I'm going to show you. You're going to go ahead and you're going to put glue on the back of that little flap there. And you're going to go ahead and you're just going to eyeball it, lay it down, and then scoot it back on, you know, not onto the, you don't want it right on the score line, but you want it near the score line. And it will match up to your other booklet here on the other side. And excuse my voice, you guys. I think I'm getting a cold or it's allergies or something. I have been coughing and I don't know what is going on with my throat. So, so now you've got two little books just like this on either side, and you can paper everything now. And you can do this either way. You can either do one in one, or you can have one down here, and kind of like, intertwine them. Or, however you want to do it. It's totally up. It doesn't really matter how you close this because you've got your gussets here, and that's what's going to give you the room for your photos and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish papering everything, and then I'll be right back. So on this particular page, I went ahead and used one of the ephemera pieces right on top of the other flowers. And I just glued this halfway down, not even halfway down, like just a quarter of it on the blue part of that little image. And because I wanted this to be kind of like a little tuck spot, and so I thought it would be cute. You could put like little ephemera pieces in there, or you could put a photo in there if you wanted, whatever you want to do. But I just thought that this would be super cute, and I love this little piece. I actually thought about making this into a little pocket, but I decided to go ahead and just use it as a tuck spot, and it's super cute. So on one of your squares, you can do a belly band. And what I did is I cut a piece of the decorative paper that was in the scrap pile, and I went ahead and cut it at 6 3/8 by 1 1/2. Okay, and then I scored a 1/2 inch up top and a 1/2 inch on the bottom. And then you're going to go ahead and fold these down just like this. And we're just going to wrap this around our little piece here. Okay. And let's see, I might have to. So you want to just go ahead and fold that over here just like that. And you can put it in the middle, you can put it, you know, towards the end, whatever you want to do. Most people put theirs in the middle of their little card here. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go ahead and glue this down. So I'm going to glue this one down here. Okay, and then I'm going to hold this down, and I'm going to fold this over, and I'm going to go ahead and burnish that down before I glue it, and then I'm going to glue it. And that's how you're going to do that. And then we're going to stick that right here. So we're going to go ahead and stick that right there. And then just almost our book is covered. I just have to do the flaps that are in the inside here. And then we are almost done. And then you can start decorating it. Now you don't want to put a lot of chunky inside of here because it doesn't have that large of a gusset to withstand a lot of chunkiness. So I just want to let you know that, and I'm going to go ahead and finish this part, and then we're going to go ahead and decorate. So here I decided to go ahead and use a couple of these beautiful hydrangeas, and these are so pretty, you guys. I just love the ephemera. I know I keep saying it's so pretty, but it really is. And so I used a couple of those for the bottom, and those are going to be kind of like a little tuck spot. And then I did decorate throughout this already. Here I'm coming in with some of the little photo mats, and like I said, you get like a few different, you get a couple of different sizes, and you can add these anywhere. Now I added a couple to the flaps here, and then I have a bonus for you at the end here, and I just think that these turned out so stinking cute. I love these little photo mats, and I mean, you could do so much with these, and just so cute. You could stick them in a little tuck spot, you can mount them down, you can you know, we're gonna make a couple with the for the belly band, and there's just a bunch of different things you can do with these. And so here I'm just going to go ahead and add some of these down. So here I placed a photo down here right above those flowers, and then the heart that says this on it. Here I did a photo mount behind the hydrangeas. Remember, I didn't glue those all the way down, so there is kind of like a tuck spot back there if you want something back behind there, and you can stick that photo mat right behind those little hydrangeas to make it look like the picture is, you know, sitting really nicely behind them. And then here I go ahead and I share with you how I'm going to do this piece. Now you can stick, this is a good idea, you could stick two little photos side by side, or you can stick one large photo back there. Now I was making sure that my magnets close, and they do close. However, my little booklet, because I think I stuck a lot of different photo mats and little tuck spots and stuff like that inside, it kind of is a little chunkier than what I wanted, but it still closes. Okay, so I went ahead and I decorated everything. We decorated the front with these beautiful little tickets here and the chipboard pieces, and I will put the links down below for the chipboard piece tickets and the frame. The frame actually comes in the kit, so you'll get that. And then we decorated all of the sides. I went ahead and decorated everything. And mine did turn out a little chunky, but I still love it, you guys. It still closes really well. So you open it up, and I put a little hello and a sentiment there, and then I put this little picture. Now these little photo mats come in the kit, which are super cute, and so you'll get one of those. You'll get a few, actually a bunch of those, and they're all throughout my book, and that's why I think it turned out a little chunky, but that's okay. So this just tucks in right under there, and then here on this page I went ahead and put a 3x4 photo there. Open it up this way, and you have another 3x4 photo mat. I put a little ribbon right there, bow, and then here it says dream. On this here, this is our little belly band, and here I went ahead and I used some of the scraps that we had from cutting our papers like these, and I just went ahead and added the little photo mats to them on the front and back. And then I added the little tabs that are in the little flower embellishment, the ephemera pieces, on these little mats. So again, front and back, super cute. Here's one with a double little one, 2x3 picture, and then on the back I put a large 3x4 photo. So, and then you see I went ahead and used all of the little pulleys, the little tags here, and so I went ahead and those just go right in here, just right in your little belly band, and then this one kind of tucks underneath there, just like that. This opens up like this, and I went ahead and decorated it with one of the little teacups, and it says perfect day, another little photo mat. Here we have two little photo mats, one that is 2x3 and then another one that is 2x3, and one goes horizontal and one goes vertical. So I just think that this turned out so cute, and I just added two little ephemera pieces, not a bunch. Then you flip it down, and this flips open. So here you have a 3x4 photo here, and then a little one down here. And then here you have a little tuck spot, and I added some photo mats inside here. And that's probably why it's a little chunky as well, because I added in some more little photo mats. And then this folds back up like this. Now our little pieces that we cut out, the accordion part, we went ahead and made those into little flaps or little books inside of here. So here we have our pocket, and you can actually stick some photo mats, and let me grab these. You can actually stick these little pieces right in here like this, and there's photo mats for you there. And then this opens up like this, and then I just went ahead and glued down the pocket. I didn't even add any paper on the back of this, okay? Then you open it up, and I just left these blank because I thought, you know, that way you can add pictures, or if you want to journal, you want to add your own little touch on here, you can do that. And then in the middle part, you have another 3x4 photo, and I just thought that this was so stinking cute. I absolutely love this paper. This paper is absolutely beautiful. So if you haven't seen, I will post the reveal on up here for you in the little card that you can click on. And I'll post the video for you after this video. So then you're just going to go ahead and fold everything back in. And there we go. So this is the finished front. You guys, I had so much fun making this. I really like this little book. I hope you guys like it too. And thank you all so much for joining me. Take care, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye! Thanks for joining me today, y'all. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial, and head on over to Trace Jolie to check out their shop. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, and comment, and join me Friday nights at 4:30 Central Time.